Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. Clear prop. Still had that flashing mouse. It's flashing. So I'm using regular mode here instead of the modern mode or the lock mode or whatever, because I can, at least in regular mode with a mouse, even though it's flashing on and off like this, I can still control I can still control things, whereas if it's in lock mode, I can't control. If I bring it into lock mode here, generate accessibility right here, bring this to lock mode, apply and save, go back, then I'm pushing the button, flight plan. I'm push, 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 push. Okay, gotta press enter. Enter, enter, enter. Okay. Push, 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 push. So that's what happens whenever it's in lock mode. And this is since the last update. They haven't fixed it yet. So apparently not everybody is having this problem. But I certainly am. And when I posted it on the forum, there's other people that have it too. So my way around that is legacy. Go back to legacy right here. And at least in this situation here, when I press the button, it responds. The mouse is flashing on and off. I'm moving it around, it just flashes on and off. But at least I can control things, whereas before I couldn't control anything. So anyway, so what we're gonna do here is we don't have the greatest weather here, but we're gonna fly the Panama Canal. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and set up the flight plan now. So the flight plan, we are taking off at just highlight that right there, and then turn this knob, the outer knob here, to the right, and then the outer knob to the right again. That gives you the first character. We could do it all like that, the real way, as you would in a real Garmin G1000, or we can use the keyboard there for the Microsoft Windows keyboard. So that we're taking off from Mike Papa Alpha, and we are at the Howard Air Force Base in Balboa. So we'll press enter. We'll let ATC choose our runway for us, and then en route, we'll go ahead and put that here in a minute. But our ultimate destination is going to be Mike Papa Mike Foxtrot. So that's Pueblo, 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 Nuevo, Panama. And then we'll press enter. We'll choose the runway when we get there. And so we're looking at this real quick. Let's look at what we got. So we have, boy, look at that weather right there. So we're going here to there. And what we're going to do, though, is we want to fly along the Panama Canal there and check out the canal. And so what I'm going to do on the flight plan is I'm going to go ahead and put en route. We're going to put in, that would be Mike Papa Echo Juliet. And that is the Enrique Adolfo Jimenez Airport in Panama. And so we'll go ahead and put that in there, enter. And then we got a waypoint. I want to be a little bit closer to land, not so much over the sea. So I'm going to put in a waypoint for Busan. That's Bravo, Uniform, Sierra, Uniform, November. And no, we don't want Busan, France. Busan. I'm going to go ahead and press enter. Maybe it'll give me a choice. Yeah. We don't want Busan, France. We want this Busan right here. And so that'll bring us a little bit closer to the mountains there, and then on to, all along the land there. And so we got our flight plan, and we're going here to Mike Papa Echo Juliet, Enrique Adolfo Jimenez Airport. And then we're going to this waypoint, Busan, and then we go to Pueblo Nuevo. And that's it. That's going to be our flight plan. We're going to go ahead and set, I'm just going to set 4,000 here. We might have to climb higher, but I don't think so along the canal. Later on, we might have to set higher. But we'll go ahead and cross that bridge when we get there. And I have all my lights on. I don't have the pitot heat on. Outside air temperature is 27 degrees. And we're going to have Google Bing AI help us out with some information here. And we'll go ahead and first of all, we want to release the brake here. We got about 80% fuel, and we got plenty of fuel. We don't have the best weather. This is real-time weather. This is real-time time. So we're going to contact ground, and we are going to be departing to the east.
Ground Cessna November right. Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie ready to taxi east departure.
Or that would be probably more
Cessna
to the
November
north.
Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie taxi 2 and hold short of runway 36 via taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 118.
Looking at the runway here. The runway, yeah, we're going to be going further north, and then I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge
taxi 2 and hold short runway 36 via taxiway Alpha Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
So how can you change that? Ground services. Okay, I guess you can't change it with that, but anyway, we'll go ahead and just we'll take off. So anyway, we got Shift P right here, Shift P, and so that what they're going to do is they're going to give us a push back here, just a little bit there. Again, real-time weather, real-time time. Microsoft Flight Simulator said there was thunderstorms in the area. And we got AVA 60 right there. I want to go ahead and look at that real quick. We got Flight Radar 24. Let's see if we can find AVA 60. So we got, this is where we're taking off. Taking off, I believe it's from the Balboa Airport there. See AVA 60 out there somewhere? I don't. See AVA, not coming up with anything. 60. I'm not seeing it. But anyway, we'll look at that later. Better get back in there because he's pushing me. Okay, Shift P again. Thanks very much, mister. So AVA 60, not sure what plane that is. Looking real quick again. See if any of these planes right here, the AVA 60, I'm not seeing it. AVA 60, where are you? AVA 60. Anyway, there it is. AVA 060. So that's an Airbus. That's going from Bogota to Panama. So they're going to be landing right here, this runway. We are right now, or actually, I guess that would be this runway, right? They're probably going to circle around there, about 7 minutes away from landing. So that's a Airbus A320 coming in from Bogota, Colombia. So anyway, up we go. Now why is that guy still there? Okay, all right. I got two of them now. So anyway, see you later, guys. Thanks a lot. Boy, I tell you what, get a lot of help here. See you guys. Thanks a lot for your help. Boy, I tell you what. I don't know if there's an ATIS here or not. I don't think there is. ATIS is Automatic Terminal Information Service. And I don't think there is. We just got ground and then tower. So we don't really know what the weather is like from ATIS. I could probably look it up on the flight plan on the multifunction display there. A multi-flight display or whatever. MFD is what they call it. Multifunction display. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in right here. Oh, come on. It's got a twofold purpose here, that roller button. So look at that windsock there. So we are now pretty much at the runway here. Let's see if we can contact the tower. Can we contact tower? Tower. Tower. Tune the tower. Ground services. Go back to clearance. Tune the ground. Tune the tower. No, why won't it let me tune the tower? Tune the ground. Tune the tower. Tune the ground. Tune the tower. Tune the ground. Tune the tower. Okay, 118.90. Bring that to 90. Bring this to 118. Okay, request.
Tower Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie ready for east departure at runway 36.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie altimeter 29.74 wind tree 45 at 6. East departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway tree 6.
Cleared for takeoff runway tree 6 Cessna 7 Charlie
So
Charlie.
they gave me the altimeter. I pressed the B. It's 2974. Pressed the B on the keyboard, and that sets our altimeter automatically. I could have done it with the instrument, but I just saved time and went ahead. Now airspeed is alive. We'll rotate at about 55. Rotate. We've got a 7-knot headwind there. And so we are climbing about 7 degrees there. I'm going to go ahead and engage the autopilot. That keeps our rolling our pitch. I'm going to synchronize the heading button. Press the heading button that synchronizes it. And I'm going to go ahead now and hit flight level change. And that's set us at 83. But we'll bring that to about 75. About where that Y is right there. So now I'm going to go ahead and press nav.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie continue for east departure.
And so the nav has taken over, and they're saying continue for east departure, but we're actually going north. I just
Tower Cessna November Charlie 77
said
Charlie
that
Charlie
wrong
continue
on
for east
our
departure.
initial contact with the airport, or with the runway, with ATC, with the tower. And anyway, it didn't let me change it from east to north. But we're heading north. So we'll go ahead and back this thing up right here. We're climbing to 4,000, just 4,000 feet. What I want to do is I want to go back this thing up right there. I'm wanting to go along the canal right there. So what I'm going to do instead, now we'll synchronize the heading again. That way we're going where we're going. What I want to do is I'm just going to use heading mode right there. And I guess we will go east a little bit. So we'll go ahead and bring it east there. You can see the little bug moving there toward the east. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the heading button. And we'll turn now toward the canal. Now this is not the best weather. Testing 1, 2, 3. Not the best weather. So there is Panama City right ahead.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie frequency change.
Hi, Bane. What can you tell us about Panama City?
Searching for Panama City. Hello. Thank you for using Bing.
You're welcome.
Panama City is a fascinating destination that has a lot to offer. Here are some facts about Panama City that you might find interesting. Panama City is the capital and largest city of Panama, a country in Central America that connects the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans through the Panama Canal. Panama City was founded in 1519 by Spanish conquistador Pedro Arias de Avila and was the first European settlement on the Pacific coast of the Americas. It was also the base for expeditions
Backing off
that
now on
conquered the Inca Empire in Peru.
Mixture.
In 1671, Panama City was destroyed by a fire when the pirate Henry Morgan sacked and burned it. The city was rebuilt 2 years later on a peninsula 8 kilometers 5 miles from the original site. The ruins of the old city are now a World Heritage Site and a popular tourist attraction. Panama City is a cosmopolitan metropolis that has a mix of modern skyscrapers, colonial buildings, and tropical nature. It is also a hub for banking, commerce, and culture.
There's the
in
Panama
region.
Canal.
Panama City has many attractions for visitors, such as the Biomuseo, which celebrates the biodiversity of Panama, the Museo de Arte Contemporáneo, which showcases Panamanian and Latin American art, the Panama Viejo, which preserves the history of the old city, and the Plaza de Francia, which honors the French role in the construction of the canal. Panama City also offers access to incredible tropical escapes, such as the Parque Natural Metropolitano, which protects a forest within the city limits, the Isla Taboca, which is a beach island with a charming village, and the Parque Nacional Soberania, which is a rainforest park with abundant wildlife. I hope this information helps you learn more about Panama City.
It does. Thanks very much, Bane. Tell me about the Panama Canal. Sorry about the weather, but we just don't have good weather. But we got to continue on our flight to
Panama Canal map.
South America and back. And so
The Panama Canal is an amazing engineering
We do
feat
this in
that
real-time
connects the
weather.
Atlantic and Pacific Oceans through the narrow Isthmus of Panama. It allows ships to save time and distance by avoiding the long and dangerous route around South America. Here are some interesting facts about the Panama Canal that you might not know. The Panama Canal was first proposed by the Spanish explorer
We are
Vasco
at
Núñez de
altitude.
Balboa in 1513, after he discovered the Pacific Ocean from a mountaintop in Panama. However, it took more than 300 years for the first serious attempt to build the canal to begin. The first country to try to build the canal was France, led by Ferdinand de Lesseps, who had successfully built the Suez Canal in Egypt. However, the French project faced many challenges, such as tropical diseases, landslides, financial problems, and political instability. After 20
Can't
years
really
of
see
work
it now.
and the death of more than 20,000 workers, the French abandoned the project in 1899. The United States took over the canal project in 1904, after supporting Panama's independence from Colombia and signing a treaty that gave them the rights to build and operate the canal. The U.S. also had to deal with many difficulties, such as engineering challenges, labor disputes, and environmental issues. However, under the leadership of John F. The Panama Canal consists of a series of locks that raise and lower ships to the level of Gatun Lake, an artificial lake that was created by damming the Chagres River. The locks are operated by gravity, using water from Gatun Lake as a source of power. The canal has 3 sets of locks, Gatun on the Atlantic side, Pedro Miguel, and Miraflores on the Pacific side. Each lock chamber is 110 feet, 33.5 meters, wide and 1,000 feet, 305 meters, long, and can accommodate ships up to 965 feet, 294 meters, long and 106 feet, 32.3 meters, wide. The Panama Canal is one of the busiest and most important waterways in the world,
handling about 15,000 ships and 280 million tons of cargo every year. The Panama Canal underwent a major expansion project between 2007 and 2016, which added a third set of blocks that are larger and more efficient than the original ones. If you want to see some images of this amazing structure,
well, you can go to Bing there. You can go to Bing. You can go to Bing right there and look at some images. But right now, we're just kind of flying over it. What I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and take off the autopilot, and we're going to just kind of do a low flyover here over the Panama Canal. And just check it out. You know, one thing I forgot to do real quick on general options, traffic. Let's go ahead and increase our boat traffic here. See if we can anyway. Apply and save. I don't know if that's going to make a difference, but this isn't the greatest weather. We got right now, the winds are pretty calm, only 3-knot wind. So we are now going down. Look at that bridge right there. I got the mixture at about about 50% or so, 60%. But let's just check it out real quick. The Panama Canal. This is again real-time weather. I had a chance to go to the Panama Canal in the late 90s. 97, I think it was. I was in the Navy Reserve, and we were handling the Panama Canal back to the Panamanians. And I was in the Navy, and I had the opportunity to participate in handing over the canal back to the Panamanians. And I didn't do it though. They gave me the choice. They said, you can do it if you want to, you don't have to. And I didn't because I was in sales, my job. But, you know, looking back, I sure should have ought to had done it. So this is a look at the Panama Canal. I don't think it's any photogrammetry right here, but you can see some of the locks here. I'm running into some rain now. Might even run into some lightning down here somewhere. The Panama City right over there, and you can see Panama Canal right about there. So that's the Panama Canal in gnarly weather. This is real-time weather. So now we do have about a 10-knot crosswind right there. And there's a view of the Panama Canal. Pacific Ocean ahead of us. And we'll go ahead and hit the autopilot again. And I'm going to go ahead and fly now off of the heading. We'll go ahead and do flight level change again. I'm going to go ahead and bring the nose down about 75 again. There's another scope of the Panama Canal out of our starboard window. Again, non-photogrammetry, real satellite data. What we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and engage the navigation there, and the GPS, you can see that it lit up, but it won't actually engage until we start flying toward it. It's too off to our left right now, but at this moment we'll go ahead and continue to fly. It's going to again go to, wow, look at my drone. It's going to again go to the altitude that we selected. But I want to bring the drone down to about where the Panama Canal is right here. So there are locks, 3 sets of locks. Now apparently this is one of the locks right here. They say it's gravity fed. Look at how Microsoft Flight Simulator has it just kind of leveled off there. But there's that one lock right there, or a second lock I would imagine, and there's another lock over here. That might be the last lock, I don't know. So that is another lock. The ships go through there, they go underneath this bridge right here. And look at the cars, they don't bother going on the bridge, they just go along the water. And on to the, I guess that would be the north coast, or it would be the Atlantic side there. And as you can see, the canal as it goes along. Let me go ahead and increase the speed here of the drone. It just goes into, what is it, an archipelago of water? I don't know if that would be the right term, but just all kinds of water here. And a main shipping route, no doubt. What that is, that's interesting. It's interesting that that's kind of a different color. But and then on to the Atlantic Ocean. And this is the Atlantic Ocean here. It looks like the weather's just fine over here. I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe that this is our destination airport. And so what we'll do is we'll fly here and just fly right around back to the, I'm going to go ahead and just stop the drone right here. And we'll go ahead and see if this is actually it. So anyway, going back to the plane here. Now we are at altitude again. And I'm going to go ahead and navigate to the left here. I got the nav loaded, the GPS loaded, and we'll see this starting to flash and automatically take over. We got a 3-knot crosswind right now, but go ahead and bring the power there, the needle just to the top there. And you'll see the GPS right here taking over shortly. We are only 22 nautical miles away from the runway there on the Atlantic side of the Panama Canal. See this starting to get a little closer. GPS should be flashing there shortly. I do believe. There we go, the GPS is now taking over. We should start taking a turn to the right toward, once we get closer to that magenta line right there. So that, my friends, is the Panama Canal. See right here on the map, the canal goes right through here and then goes through this waterway and then on to the Atlantic right there, going right back a little bit. So the big waterway there. So when they cut the canal, they just basically cut it to where this waterway is, the existing waterway. There's the man-made part right there. The canal right there, the rest of the canal. many people died in the process of making the Panama Canal?
Searching for Panama Canal death toll. That's a very good question. The construction of the Panama Canal was a monumental undertaking that involved a lot of human sacrifice and suffering. The exact number of people who died in the process of making the Panama Canal is not known, but the most commonly cited figure is 30,609. This number includes both the French and the American efforts, which spanned from 1881 to 1914. However, some historians believe that the actual death toll was much higher, as many deaths were not recorded or reported, especially among the local and immigrant workers who came from various countries in the Caribbean, Europe, Asia, and Africa. The main causes of death were diseases such as malaria and yellow fever, which were transmitted by mosquitoes that bred in the swampy and humid conditions of the isthmus. Other causes of death were accidents such as landslides, explosions, fires, and falls, which occurred frequently due to the dangerous nature of the work and the lack of safety measures. Some workers also died from violence, suicide, or alcoholism, as they faced harsh living and working conditions, discrimination, and isolation. The Panama Canal is undoubtedly a remarkable achievement of engineering and human ingenuity, but it also has a dark and tragic history that should not be forgotten. It is important to remember and honor the lives of those who sacrificed so much to make this project possible.
That's very true. That's amazing. Yeah, Frederick Mayo, welcome aboard. Flying the Panama Canal, going to the Atlantic side, and then just flying back. Our ultimate destination is Pueblo Nuevo, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But this is pretty much what it looks like in the Panama Canal region. I wish that this area right here was photogrammetry. Maybe Microsoft Flight Simulator down the road will change it to photogrammetry. I know that when we were flying through Panama City, it does have some of the mountains, or some of the mountains. Look at that mountain there, it said mountains. But some of the buildings that are in Panama City. So what we want to do on our flight after we now we're headed toward Enrique Adolfo Jimenez Airport, and that would be this airport right here. I have the drone there. I do believe that this is the airport that we're flying toward. And my wife and I are planning a trip to Germany, and she said that I'm going to be lost because I'm not going to be able to fly Microsoft Flight Simulator while we're in Germany. I said, well, I'll be able to watch the videos. So anyway, I can get my fix that way, just watch the videos. So we are now 11 nautical miles, 5 minutes from Mike Papa Echo Juliet. And Frederick, you've been to the Panama Canal in real life. That's pretty cool. I could have been back in 1997 with the military whenever they were handing it off. I was in the Navy Reserves and they were handing it off to the Panamanians. And I sure should have ought to win. But they didn't go. I would have been gone for about a month, they said. And I was in sales at the time. And I was selling ads in the Yellow Pages. And I sure should have went. But anyway, we'll go ahead and bring the plane back here to the plane, or the drone back to the plane. F6 right here. We'll go ahead and go forward again. And a little bit faster there, drone. And I just want to, okay, turn it around right here. And I'll stop the drone. And then we'll talk about tell us about Enrique Adolfo Jimenez Airport in Panama. See if I pronounced it correctly. There is a port there. Quite a big port.
Searching for Enrique Adolfo Jimenez Airport, Panama. Enrique Adolfo Jimenez Airport is an interesting place to visit if you are traveling to Panama.
Okay.
It is located in Colón, the second largest city in Panama and the gateway to the Panama Canal. Here are some things you might want to know about this airport. Enrique Adolfo Jimenez Airport was named after a former president of Panama who ruled from 1945 to 1948. He was also a journalist, diplomat, and businessman who helped develop the city of Colón and its port. The airport was originally a military airfield built by the United States in 1918 during World War I. It was used as a base for expeditions that explored and conquered parts of South America, such as Peru and Ecuador.
Cool.
It was also a strategic point for the defense of the Panama Canal. The airport was destroyed by a fire in 1671, when the pirate Henry Morgan attacked and burned the city of Colón.
Wow.
It was rebuilt 2 years later on a different site, about 8 kilometers 5 miles away from the original location. The ruins of the old city and airport are now a World Heritage Site and a tourist attraction. The airport was modernized and expanded in 2013 with a new terminal, runway, and control tower. It can now handle up to 1,000 passengers per hour and accommodate larger aircraft, such as Boeing 757s. It also has car rentals, duty-free shops, restaurants, and coffee shops for travelers. The airport offers scheduled flights to Panama City, the capital and largest city of Panama, as well as other destinations in Central America and the Caribbean. Some of the airlines that operate at the airport are Air Panama, Copa Airlines, and Wingo. The airport is close to many attractions and activities that you can enjoy in Colón and its surroundings. You can visit the Panama Canal, one of the wonders of the world, the Biomuseo, a museum that showcases the biodiversity of Panama, the Isla Taboga, a beautiful island with beaches and a charming village, and the Parque Nacional Soberania, a rainforest park with abundant wildlife. I hope this information helps you learn more about Enrique Adolfo Jimenez Airport in Panama.
It does. Thanks very much, Bing. You're awesome. But anyway, now I'm looking for my plane here. It should be flying over the airport here shortly. I'm not finding it. So we are, where are you? Or am I? There we are. There I am. Woohoo! Woohoo! Found it. Oh, now we're making our turn. Automatically here. I guess the waypoint is about right there. And there's the runway over there. So that's Enrique Adolfo Airport there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of fly now over the mountains away from the canal. There's the canal right there. Back that up. There's the canal right there. But we're going to go ahead and fly over the mountains and back into the weather there. So what I want to do, I do believe that there's no mountains that are above 10,000 feet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select my altitude to 10,000 feet right there. And that's what I did. And I'm going to go ahead and hit flight level change. And then we'll bring the nose up to about 75 knots here. So that brings it up to about 75 knots. What we have here is we have I'm going to go ahead and increase power a little bit. We have R, which is our rotate. X is your best angle of climb. G is your best glide speed. And Y is your best rate of climb. So it'll be the best time that we'll get to 10,000 feet at this speed. So we'll bring that down to about, bring that blue button there to about where the Y is right there. So it'll be about 74. So we'll go ahead and hop in the right seat here and take a look out in the right window. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and contact flight follow. Go ahead and contact Panama approach.
Panama approach Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie is type Cessna Skyhawk 5 miles east of Jimenez 4,800 feet.
And turn this
Request flight following.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie Panama approach. Squawk 0265.
Okay, so we got, first of all,
Panama approach Copa 871 is passing 8,100
transponder
feet,
on
5,000 feet.
code
Copa 871 Panama approach altimeter 29.76. Continue to TC 105 as planned. Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie radar contact.
2976. We'll bring that altimeter up just a little bit.
Altimeter 29.76. Copa
Respond.
871 climb and maintain 8,000 feet.
Roger Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
And we'll take a look out of our right window there.
Climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Copa
So Copa 871, let's look it up. Copa 871. Copa. Go ahead and say it. Copa 871. Copa Airlines. CM 871. Go ahead and show that one on the map. Oh boy, that was way out there. So that's coming from San Salvador, El Salvador, and landing in Panama City. Now that is a Copa Airlines. This is what the jet looks like. And that would be a 737. 737 is that 8 or 8BE, 8B3, maybe a 737-800. But anyway, that's Copa Airlines right there, flying from San Salvador to Panama City. Should be landing here shortly. Now we are on our climb.
Copa 871, you are 25 miles west. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway tree. Right approach, the Tango Uniform Mike transition. Clear to Tango Uniform Mike.
I don't know if we can see that.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway tree. Right approach, the Tango Uniform Mike transition. Clear to Tango Uniform Mike. Copa 871. Copa 871 descend and maintain 3,100 feet. Descend and maintain 3,100 feet. Copa 871.
There it is right there. CMP 871. Panama City, of course, now to our right. I want to find out what this is right here. I bet you that right there is, and then let's see where we are. It'll probably be that right there. A mine, some sort of mine. Our direction of travel now, we are flying toward this, let's see, the sky vector right here. This is our destination, so this is about right around this area right here. And where we are right now is we are over, looks like maybe Camatillo, in that area right there. There's Kelowna that they were talking about. And we are flying. There's a lot of clouds. I bet you that's what it is right there. That's what we're looking at right there. Yeah, that looks more like it. There's some roads along there. So the town there below us, that would be this area right here, I do believe. That's a shopping. Buena Vista, Panama. A lot of beautiful areas there in Panama. Let's take a look at that real quick. This right here. See where we are on our climb. We are 7,700, 7,800. Tell us about the country of Panama.
Searching for Panama country facts. Panama is a fascinating country that has a lot of history, culture, and natural beauty. Here are some things you might want to know about Panama. Panama is located in Central America, on the narrow isthmus that connects North and South America. It has a coastline on both the Caribbean Sea and the Pacific Ocean, and it is famous for the Panama Canal, which allows ships to travel between the two oceans in a shorter and safer way. The Panama Canal was built by the United States in the early 20th century, and it was transferred to Panama in 1999. The canal was expanded in 2016 to accommodate larger ships and increase its capacity. Panama has a population of about 4.5 million people, and its capital and largest city is Panama City. The official language is Spanish, but many people also speak English and indigenous languages, such as Cuna and Game. Panama is a multicultural and diverse country with influences from European, African, Asian, and Native American cultures. Some of the most popular music genres in Panama are salsa, reggae, and cumbia. Some of the most famous Panamanian artists are Ruben Blades, El General, and Danilo Perez. Panama has a tropical climate with hot and humid weather all year round. It has two seasons, a rainy season from May to December, December and a dry season from January to April. Panama has a rich biodiversity with more than 10,000 species of plants and animals, including hundreds of bird and tree species. Some of the most iconic animals in Panama are the harpy eagle, the quetzal, the sloth, and the golden frog. Panama also has many national parks and protected areas, such as the Darien National Park, the Coiba National Park, and the Barro Colorado Island. Panama has a long and complex history, dating back to the pre-Columbian era, when it was inhabited by various indigenous peoples, such as the Guayni, Huna, and Chalco. Panama was colonized by Spain in the 16th century, and it became a strategic point for the exploration and conquest of South America. In 1903, with the support of the United States, Panama seceded from Colombia and became an independent republic. In 1989, Panama was invaded by the United States to overthrow dictator Manuel Noriega, who was accused of drug trafficking and human rights violations. Since then, Panama has been a stable democracy with a growing economy. I hope this information helps you learn more about Panama.
It does. Thanks very much, Beam. So what we're going to do now, we are about 1,000 feet now. This is turned to light cyan color there, which means we're less than 1,000 feet from our assigned altitude. Outside air temperature is 11. We're at steady 74 knots, climbing at 400 feet a minute. And our engine, we've used so far, we've used about 6 gallons. Fuel flow is about 8.9 per hour. 38 gallons remaining, so we have plenty of fuel. Now looking back here, backing this up, we do have some weather to be concerned with, but it doesn't look like it's severe, but we'll see. But when we look at the sky vector here, if we back up, these are thunderstorms, these blue areas. TS stands for thunderstorms. This has cloud tops of 48,000 feet. This one has cloud tops of 47,000 feet. But so far, according to the sky vector, now maybe I can reload it. Now it hasn't moved, but according to the sky vector, we don't have any thunderstorms directly over the area. But according to our map, it looks like we do have a cloudiness to deal with. So we will go ahead. And let's see where we are. We are at 9,600. Once we get the 1,000, now we are 44 nautical miles away from our first waypoint, which is Busan, B-U-S-U-N. And then after that will be about 55 nautical miles to Pueblo Nuevo.
Cessna 7 Charlie, Charlie contact Panama Center on 120.3. Good day.
And that would be
120.3 Cessna 7 Charlie, Charlie.
Charlie, good day.
Panama Center Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie, Charlie 9,800 feet.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie, Charlie Panama Center altimeter 29.77. Continue as planned.
77, we'll bring that up.
Cessna 7 Charlie, Charlie contact Panama approach.
We must be in the crossroads right now.
Good day.
Panama approach.
119.7.
We are
for
now
Cessna
at
7
altitude,
Charlie, Charlie.
altitude select. You can see it's flashing there. We have
Panama
a 10
approach Cessna
knot
November Charlie 77 Charlie, Charlie 10,000 feet.
headwind. You see right
November
here.
Charlie 77 Charlie, Charlie Panama approach altimeter 29.77. Continue as planned.
We are now at altitude, and looks like we are climbing over the highest mountain, the highest peak. Looks like one of the highest peaks anyway of Panama. Tell us about the mountains in Panama.
Searching for mountains in Panama. Panama is a country that has many mountains that shape its landscape and climate. The mountains in Panama are part of the Central American mountain system, which extends from Mexico to Colombia. Some of the mountains in Panama are the Cordillera Central, or Central Mountain Range, which runs down the middle of Panama, forming the continental divide and separating the country's Pacific and Caribbean coasts. The Cordillera Central has 3 subranges: the Cordillera de Talamanca, the Serrania de Tabasara, and the Sierra de Veraguas. The Cordillera de Talamanca contains Panama's highest peak, Volcan Baru, at 3,475 meters, 11,401 feet. Volcan Baru is an inactive volcano that last erupted in 1550. It offers spectacular views of both oceans and the surrounding countryside. The Serrania de Tabasara and the Sierra de Veraguas are lower and more eroded than the Cordillera de Talamanca, but they still have some impressive peaks, such as Cerro 2, 1,877 meters, or 6,158 feet, and Cerro Picacho, 1,800 meters, or 5,906 feet. The Cordillera de San Blas, or San Blas Mountain Range, which runs along the eastern part of Panama, parallel to the Caribbean coast. The Cordillera de San Blas is home to the Quina people, an indigenous group that has preserved its culture and autonomy for centuries. The Quina live in small villages on islands and along the coast, and they are known for their colorful textiles and handicrafts. The Cordillera de San Blas has some of the most pristine and diverse rainforests in Panama, with many endemic species of plants and animals. The Cerro Azul, or Blue Mountain, which is a small range located near Panama City, on the Pacific side of the isthmus. Cerro Azul is a popular destination for hiking, birdwatching, and ecotourism, as it has a cool and pleasant climate, lush vegetation, and abundant wildlife. Cerro Azul also has some waterfalls, rivers, and lakes that offer scenic views and recreational opportunities. The Cerro de la Cruz, or Cross Mountain, which is a hill located in the town of Boquete in the province of Chiriquí. Cerro de la Cruz is a short and steep hike that leads to a cross at the top, where you can enjoy panoramic views of Boquete and its surroundings. Boquete is a charming town that attracts many tourists and expats for its mild weather, coffee plantations, flower gardens, and adventure activities. These are some of the mountains in Panama that you might want to visit or learn more about. If you want to see some images of these mountains and their landscapes, please wait for a moment.
Okay. So, okay, that was Volcan Baru. Yeah, that's a lot further south, or a lot further north than where we are. I forgot about that when we were in a previous flight talking about Volcan Baru, which is a volcano. But for whatever reason, I was thinking it was in a different country. I didn't know it was in Panama. So it is. It's in Panama. So we got our CMP 250 going. Looks like it's coming in for a landing. 225. Let's see that CMP 250. There it is. So that's what we're looking at there. That one's going in. It's a Copa Airlines 250. And that one right there is going from Valencia to Panama City. And it looks like it landed. Another one right there, 871. look at that one real quick. 871. And that one is coming in. Okay, that's the one we saw earlier that's coming in from San Salvador to Panama City. CMP 700 SBGR. That one is coming from Sao Paulo to Panama City. So that's quite a flight there. All the way from Sao Paulo, Brazil, all across Brazil right there. All the way to Panama for vacation. So we will be discovering Sao Paulo on our way back from the southern tip of South America. And that'd be 120.
Going to 120.3 Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
Good day.
Panama Center Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie 10,000 feet.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie Panama Center altimeter 29.75. Continue as planned.
275. I'm wondering what that city is right there. Real quickly, Google Maps. What city is that down there? Panama City. We are in this area right here. Paso Blanco.
Alpha 121, you are 46 miles northwest. Descend and maintain 5,000
Pretty sure that's Paso Blanco.
Visual runway 21 left approach.
This area down here.
Alpha 121, you are 42 miles northwest. Climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Expect vectors. Visual runway 21 left approach.
What can you tell us about Paso Blanco, Panama? It says Possible Blanco. Possible Blanco is not a very clear Pasa.
Alpha 121, you are 39 miles northwest. Climb
Barrel
and maintain
Blanco
11,000
anyway.
feet. Expect vectors. Visual runway
Is there a
21 left approach.
Paso Blanco, Panama? They put in there passive,
Searching for Passive Blanco, Panama.
not passive.
I'm sorry, but I don't think there's a passive.
How about PASA Blanco, Panama?
Alpha 121, you are 35 miles northwest. Climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Expect
Oh, she's
vectors.
thinking.
Visual runway 21 left approach.
How about PASA Blanco, Panama? Maybe it'll do it.
Searching for Passive Blanco, Panama.
That's what I said.
I'm glad you asked about
Thank you.
Passive Blanco.
I'm glad you're
Panama.
answering.
PASA stands for Panama Audubon Society, which is a non-profit organization that promotes the conservation
Okay.
of birds.
Can you tell us about the city of the same name? Or similar name.
Searching for City of Paso Blanco, Panama.
She put Paso.
Sure, I can tell you about the city of Paso Blanco,
Okay.
Panama. It is a small town in the province of
Alpha
Panama,
121, you are
near the
28
border
miles
with Colombia.
Oh,
It has a
that's not it.
population of about 3,049.
Expect vectors. Visual runway
Okay.
21 left approach.
Anyway, I was trying to find. Sometimes, you know, you put in a Spanish name there, and it puts in what. And it's hard to type it. When you type it, it doesn't give you an audible answer. Anyway, what we want to do now is we want to set up for our landing. I'm going to go ahead. We are now, well, we'll do that in a minute. We're at 23 nautical miles from Busan, 12 minutes. So once we reach our waypoint in Busan, we'll go ahead and set up our procedure for our landing on our Garmin G1000. We got a pretty big river down there below us. And I'm wondering if I can find that river, the name of that river on Google Maps. Probably won't be able to pronounce it correctly though. So that's the Chepo River? The Chepo River. Chepo? Should be seeing the Chepo River here down there shortly. What can you tell us about the Chepo River in Panama? I think I got it.
Searching for Chepo River in Panama.
119.2 for Copa 121.
The Chepo River is the ocean. It is one of the longest and most important rivers in the country, as it provides water, energy, and transportation for many people and communities. Here are some things you might want to know about the Chepo River.
Okay.
The name change occurs after the Bayano Dam, which creates a large reservoir called Lake Bayano. The dam was built in 1976 to generate hydroelectric power and control flooding. The Chepo River originates from the San Blas Mountains, near the Caribbean coast of Panama. It runs southward through the provinces of Darien and Panama, crossing the isthmus that connects North and South America. It has several tributaries, such as the Mamoni River, the Chuquinaq River, and the Tuira River. The Chepo River has a length of about 206 kilometers, 128 miles, making it the third longest river in Panama, after the Chuquinaq River and the Tuira River. It has a drainage basin of about 9,640 square kilometers, 3,720 square miles, which covers about 12% of Panama's territory. The Chepo River has a diverse and rich ecosystem, with many species of plants and animals that live in its waters and along its banks. Some of the animals that you can find in the Chepo River are crocodiles, turtles, otters, monkeys, sloths, jaguars, tapirs, and anteaters. Some of the groups that live near the Chepo River are the Embra, the Wunan, and the Kuna. They have their own languages, traditions, and customs, and they depend on the river for their livelihoods. They also face many challenges, such as deforestation, pollution, land conflicts, and development projects that threaten their rights and resources. I hope this information helps you learn more about the Chepo River.
Okay, so that's the Chepo River down there in Panama. Clouds are starting to gather up a little bit. We're very busy with our air traffic. A lot of planes there coming in for a landing at the Panama City Airport, which is the main hub, of course, of Panama. You know, it'd be nice in the future if Microsoft Flight Simulator could use artificial intelligence for the air traffic control and get a variety of voices. I thought whenever Microsoft Flight Simulator first came out that they would have a variety of voices there with the ATC, but apparently, you know, several updates later, it seems like that they only have just the two varieties of male or the female, and then the male voice will be the same voice in the airplane as it is in the tower. And when it switches to female voice, then it's the same voice in the airplane as it is in the tower. So it's hard to determine who's talking. It sounds like, you know, somebody's just talking to themselves. And hopefully, you know, there's talk about that on the team forums that they have going on. And hopefully in the future they'll go ahead and improve on the ATC and make it a little bit more realistic. And I think the way that they could do it, you know, with the advent of AI everywhere, that they could do it with AI. You know, and AI would be, you know, a particular voice, you know, with inflections of, you know, accents and things like that. Anyway, they'll work on it. I know they will. Coming out with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. When they come out with that, they'll probably have it all improved on there, and as an enticement for you to buy 2024. But anyway, will I get 2024 when it comes out? I probably will. I probably will. And will I still have 2020 if I have 2024? I don't know. It remains to be seen. Don't know if I'll need it if 2024 has everything. If it's backwards compatible. If it's not backwards compatible. You know, and that's the thing too that I was hoping that they would have with the updates, is that everything would be backwards compatible. But if it's not backwards compatible, they said they're going to continue to support Microsoft 2020 until the year 2030. So if that's the case, maybe I'll just stick with 2020. I'm not really into, you know,
Going
all
to
of the missions,
119.7
you
Cessna
know,
7 Charlie
helicopter
Charlie.
over, you know, rescuing people or putting in power poles or whatever.
Panama approach Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie 10,000 feet.
So we are now 10 nautical miles from Busan. Pressure is going up a little bit, which is good news. 2980. We do have some mountains ahead, but we're going to be taking a right there toward the Pueblo Nuevo airport. We are about 5 minutes, 4 minutes and 55 seconds away from the sun. We're going to jump in our drone here. Bring the drone a little bit closer to the ground. Let's see what it looks like here. So a lot of jungle, and I'm not seeing a whole lot of roads in this area. A lot of water, very green. There's a few roads there.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie contact Panama Center on 120.3. Good day.
That'd be
120.3 for Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
Charlie, good day.
Panama Center Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie 10,000 feet.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie
279, so it's dropping just a little bit.
79er, continue as planned. Avianca 84 descend and maintain
Avianca
flight level
84.
390.
We are 4 nautical miles.
Flight level 390, Avianca 84.
Let's see if we can find Avianca 84. That'll be AVA, right? Avianca. I don't see any more. Not finding it. Got Mexico there. That was leaving Panama going to Madrid, Spain. Wow. That's got quite a flight. That's an Airbus A330. That's what we're going to be flying on whenever we go to Germany. We're going to be flying on an Airbus A330. I think it's going to be a Neo. There's an AVA 9779. 474. I'm not finding the Avianca 804 or whatever it was. Anyway, back to our. We are now 1 nautical mile, 1.5 nautical miles, 46 seconds. We should be making our turn here shortly. Alrighty.
Avianca 84 descend and maintain flight level 390.
All right. We have reached our desired track. That's what DTK stood
Climb and maintain
for.
flight level 390.
We are now
Avianca 84.
55 nautical miles or 28 minutes to our destination, which is Pueblo Nuevo. Now what I want to do is I want to find out. Press the button there, that highlights that. We don't have any weather there at all. And that's a bummer. So anyway, let's press enter, and there's just a flight service system for FSS. So only one frequency there, so I don't even know what runway we're going to be landing on. Now there's runway 6 and runway 24, and the wind is coming in at 107. So we probably want to go. 24 is here, 6 is there, so we're going to go ahead and line up for runway 6, and we'll see what happens there. But anyway, back to the flight plan procedure. We're going to select approach. We're going to do a visual to runway 6. Now I'm going to do straight right there, and I'm going to go ahead and load that. And obstacle clearance is my responsibility. So press enter there. So we got on our final approach fix 875. Now the way I do this, now this is probably not, this is entertainment here. So, but the way I do this is the final approach fix is 875. So I'm going to go ahead and do an altitude select. I'm just going to go ahead and say 800 because I want to fly below that whenever we're on our pattern or on our approach. So I put in, I select 800, and then I'm going to hit VNV, which is vertical navigation, press this button, and so now we got vertical path loaded. And so what we have now on our waypoint right here, we are 16 minutes to our top of descent. So right here at our top of descent is whenever we're going to start our descent. And by the time we get to straight, we should be at 2,500 feet. And we should be, it looks like, let me go ahead and look at that real quick. So what we'll do is we'll come in this way right here. Well, actually what I can do, instead of just flying over the runway and then going over here and circle that, I'm just going to go ahead, just to save time a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and just do direct to straight. So you can see straight right here is highlighted. You can see this direct button right there. So we're going to hit direct right there, and then straight is highlighted right there, and we'll activate that. And so what this will do, this will change our magenta line from here automatically to there. So we'll activate that. And so we are now changing our course just a little bit. Instead of this is our old path right here, we are going to our new path, which is straight. And our top of descent is pretty much at the same. It's 11 minutes now from our to our top of descent right there. So once we hit top of descent, we'll be descending to 1577 there, and then we will. Once we hit straight, we'll go ahead and we'll hit approach. Actually, I hit approach just now, and the GP did come up. So we're all set up now. So I hit approach, the GP is loaded, the vertical path is loaded. So everything is loaded, we're all set up for a landing now. Now once we contact tower there, once we hit top of descent, I think what I'll do is I'll contact the tower. They might tell us to land on the opposite runway. Which would be runway 24. Let's see. But I'm guessing now, with the direction of the wind, that would be runway 6. You see the direction of the wind right there. But when you get closer to the ground, the direction of the wind can change because of terrain. So that Avianca, that was going to Sao Paulo? Or was coming from Sao Paulo? Anyway, it's going a long ways away. No! That was the one that was going to Madrid. Can you imagine flying from Panama to Madrid, Spain? There's an Air France 474. Check that out, Air France 474, and there it is. And that one is coming in from Paris. So, pretty long journey there over the ocean. Look at that. Look how much ocean that got. All through the North Atlantic. Pretty boring flight for the people looking out the window. I mean, a little bit of land there over Spain, and then all of that, just all ocean flying. And of course, they could see Cuba out of their right-hand window, and the Dominican Republic out of the left-hand window whenever they flew over that area. And now they are flying over more ocean, over the Caribbean Sea, or the Caribbean Sea, however you want to pronounce it. And now, finally, at last, we're seeing some land flying over Panama. You'll be able to see the Panama Canal having a right-hand window as they fly in from Paris to Panama City. We're all set up. Hey, Meg, how you doing? My grandson here. I'm flying right now in Panama. I'm online right now. real-time time and real-time weather.
Airborne 474, you are 3 miles northeast. Climb and maintain 9,800 feet. Expect vectors. Visual runway 21 left approach.
We are now 40 nautical miles, 21 minutes.
Airborne 474, you are 29 miles northeast. Descend and maintain 2,400 feet. Expect vectors. Visual runway 21 left approach.
Our destination is Pueblo Naval, Panama. Tell us about Pueblo Naval, Panama.
Airborne 474, you are 27 miles northeast.
See if it does.
Climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Expect vectors. Visual runway.
Tell us
21
about
left approach.
Pueblo Nuevo, Panama. Stop this one. Tell us about Pueblo Nuevo, Panama. There we go.
Airborne 474,
Searching
you are
for
26
Pueblo
miles
Nuevo,
northeast.
Panama.
Climb and maintain 11,000 feet.
That's our
Expect
destination.
Pueblo
vectors.
Nuevo, Panama is a corregimiento within Panama City, in Panama District, Panama Province, Panama. A corregimiento is a subdivision of a district in Panama, similar to a municipality or a parish. Pueblo Nuevo has a long and interesting history, dating back to the 19th century. It was established by the Municipal Agreement Number 34 of September 9, 1895, making it one of the oldest corregimientos in the city. It was originally called Pueblo Nuevo de la Sabana, and it was formed by families who came from different parts of the country. It has several sectors, such as Vista Hermosa, Hato Pintado, 12 de Octubre, and El Ingenio. Some of these sectors have experienced economic growth and development in recent years, with the construction of residential and service projects. Others still face social problems, such as housing shortage and unemployment. Pueblo Nuevo is also a cultural and artistic hub, with many notable people born or live there. Some of them are Jose Luis Basa Remais, a community leader and activist, Jose Luis Rodriguez Pitti, a writer and filmmaker, Pedro Altamiranda, a philologist and musician, Danilo Perez, a jazz pianist and composer, and Osvaldo Ayala, an accordionist and singer. Pueblo Nuevo is a corregimiento that has a lot to offer to its residents and visitors. It has a rich history, a vibrant culture, and a promising future. If you want to see some images of Pueblo
Okay. So, Bing, of course, offers images and whatnot, and that's pretty cool. But that's our destination airport, is Pueblo Nuevo. I said Pueblo Naval, and it put in naval, N-A-V-A-L. And that's not what we were talking about. We were talking about Pueblo Nuevo. And my accent is probably horrible. Say, you're not saying that right. "33 nautical miles. Okay, our top of descent. We are 3 minutes away from our top of descent. And we will be descending. We'll be going across the water there, right in front of us. Everything else is, we're going to be heading right across the water there. And once we reach our top of descent, we will have to keep an eye on our speed to make sure that we don't overspeed. And particularly the propeller. You don't want the propeller to overspeed and spin too fast. Another river down there, I don't know. That's a tributary to the same river that we were talking about earlier. There's real-time time and real-time weather. The time over there, I believe, is 4:22. What time is the sunset over there?
Searching for sunset time in Bremerton, Washington.
No. You know where I am. My phone is just not. What time is the sunset over in Panama? It's interesting because a lot of times whenever you're talking with AI, it already knows where you're talking about. It didn't that time.
The sunset time in Panama today is 6:35 p.m. according to the weather results from Bing. This means that you have about 3 hours and 13 minutes of daylight left as of now. The
Plenty of
sunset
daylight
time in
left.
Panama varies slightly throughout the year, depending on the season and the latitude. The earliest sunset is around 6:10 p.m. in December, and the latest sunset is around 6:50 p.m. in June. The sunset in Panama is a beautiful sight to behold, as the sky turns into a palette of colors, from orange to pink to purple. You can enjoy the sunset from various locations in Panama, such as the Panama Canal, the Casco Viejo, the Amador Causeway, or the
Okay, we
Toboga
are descending.
Island. You can also
Okay, so she talks about the sunset. We have TOD is still there on our map, but we are descending now, so I don't understand why on this right here it says TOD in 40 seconds. But we are descending. And what I'm doing now is I'm backing off on the RPMs just a little bit. And I'm going to see if I can contact Mike Papa, Mike Foxtrot. So we'll go and cancel flight
Panama
following.
Center Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie cancel flight following.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie Panama Center
And
cancellation
then
received.
transponder, just hit VFR and that changes it to 7000. And then we'll go ahead nearest airport list. And what we want is we want Mike Papa, Mike Foxtrot. Figure out. That one, Nuevo. Oh, that's traffic. Okay, it's not even tower. So we are gonna, we've decided it's gonna be runway 6, and we're gonna announce first on landing and announce position.
Mike Papa Mike Foxtrot
Just for
traffic
any
Cessna November
planes
Charlie
that might be
77
flying.
Charlie Charlie 25 miles northwest 9,000 feet inbound to land runway 6.
And I'm still not understanding why my TOD is moving. We are now on a glide path. The glide path is taken over. So we are no longer flying on a vertical path. We are flying on a glide path, which is the vertical and horizontal navigation. So when we hit straight, we will fly straight down, but you can see the diamond right there is active. So we are now in GP, the glide path is active. All set up right there for landing. Basically, I just have to tell them where we are.
Mike Papa Mike Foxtrot traffic Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie
wonder
Charlie
what kind
23
of
miles northwest
runway we're
8,300
talking
feet
about.
inbound
Let's
to
see
land
the
runway
page.
6.
See if we can see that on our center right there. Yes, it's a turf surface. So it's just a grass runway. But TOD seems to be moving with us though, which is interesting. So Pueblo Nuevo. Nautical miles from Strait. 9 minutes. So our next flight we're going to be flying. Let me go ahead and take a look real quick. Sky Vector. We're going to be flying probably, I'll go ahead and clear this, and we will be flying from Mike Papa, Mike Foxtrot to probably this area right here, which would be SKUI, and that would be, ooh, that's a 2-hour flight there. Interesting. But that would be the El Dorado Airport in Colombia. And what we're going to be doing is when we're flying down here, we're going to be talking about the Darien Gap, what's known as the Darien Gap. And if you're curious now what the Darien Gap is, go ahead and just Google it or look it up on Wikipedia or whatnot. But we'll talk about that our next flight going to Colombia. I don't know if it's going to be that 2-hour flight or like about an hour 44 minutes. We might do it about our next flight. $6,600 feet, 6,580. We got a pretty large tributary there of water. Wondering what that is, and we look at Google Maps real quick, and the water that we're looking at, this is what we're looking at right here. Quite a bit of water there, and I'm not sure what the name of the river is. The river there, there's no names for water there. Okay, the Rio Tuira. I'm not going to even ask Google for a thing about that. I don't know how to pronounce it. Tuira. That's what that is, the river Tuira. Well, let me ask real quick. What is the largest river in Panama? Maybe it's this one.
Searching for largest river in Panama.
Yes, bingo!
The largest river in Panama is the Tuira River, which is located in the Darien province of eastern Panama. It flows into the Bay of San Miguel at the province capital of La Palma. The Tuira River has a length of about 230 kilometers, 143 miles, and a drainage basin of about 11,475 square kilometers, 4,430 square miles. It is also the second longest river in Panama, after its tributary, the Chuquinot River, which is the longest river in Panama with a length of about 231 kilometers, 144 miles. The Tuira River and the Chuquinot River are part of the Darien Gap, which is a dense and remote rainforest that separates Central America and South America. The Darien Gap is one of the most biodiverse and unexplored regions in the world, with many endemic and endangered species of plants and animals. It is also home to several indigenous groups River and the Chuquinot River are also important sources of water, food, and transportation for the people who live in the Darien province. The rivers are used for fishing, farming, boating, and rafting. However, the rivers also face many threats, such as deforestation, pollution, mining, logging, and development projects that affect their natural flow and quality. The Tuira River and the Chuquinot River are fascinating rivers that reflect the beauty and diversity of Panama. If you want to see some...
Okay, so that's pretty cool. And it's interesting that they mentioned the Darien Gap on that, which we'll be talking about a lot more in the next episode. Cessna 172 Microsoft Flight Simulator flying down in South America. So we are over the Bay of San Miguel right now. And we are now 8 nautical miles. And again, on our, that TOD is just moving right with us, which is interesting. But on our flight plan right there, we should be at 1500, almost 1600 on straight, and then on our way to the final destination. And did I call that right? Let's look at the wind. And the wind right there, looks like we're almost a crosswind, so we might have a little bit of a tailwind actually. 24 is right there, 6 is there. But look at the wind direction now. So anyway, but I'm not going to change it. It's only 2 nautical miles. In real life, you would probably maybe do this approach and do a circle to land, but we'll just go ahead and land on runway 6, which is in that direction right there. It's going to be a turf runway. Five nautical miles. And the air density is getting a little thicker now, so I'm backing off a little bit more, even more on the, you can see our knots indicated airspeed is 125. So just to about to the yellow there. It's because we get into a little bit thicker air density there. And that is the direction of the runway. Real-time weather, real-time time. Four nautical miles from straight. One YouTube channel I really enjoy watching is a missionary bush pilot, and he flies a, I think it's a Cessna Caravan, and boy, some of the areas that he lands, man, it's just incredible. But he's a very good pilot. He shares all that on YouTube. Several cameras inside and outside the airplane. We are now 2 nautical miles straight. Backing off a little bit more now on the power, and now the mixture is rich. We are following the glide path. So next desired track is 57 degrees now. So we are now turning toward the 57 degrees. We got the wind behind us now. So in real life, if you're doing this approach, you definitely want to do a circle and land. Pretty hefty wind too. Look at that. It's about 8 knots. tailwind. Zoom in. This is all using the GPS visual approach using the GPS Garmin G1000. So we are now almost to our final approach fix. At a 6 knot. I'm just going to go ahead and land here. I'm not going to do a circle around the land. I still don't see the runway.
Mike Papa Mike Foxtrot traffic Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie is on final runway 6 to land.
I'm going to go ahead and extend my flaps. I don't see a runway. Do you see a runway? Did a call 500 call out here shortly?
500.
I'm about ready to take over because I'm flying right into those trees there. I see no runway. Is that it right there? Right along the coast? That can't be it. I don't know. At any rate, what I'm going to do, so we are over the runway there. Guess that is the runway. Runway. I'm doing a go around. That doesn't look like any kind of runway to land at. So anyway, what we're gonna do here, I don't know. Synchronize the heading there. We're going to fly off the heading for now and do this thing right here is flashing like crazy. Flight level change. Come on. Should be flying off the flight level change and heading, but I let go of it and it's going down. I don't know. Press this button here. Going to try to do another approach here on the correct runway, and apparently that's it. That's that little strip of grass. Okay, the GPS is taking over.
Papa Mike Foxtrot traffic Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie is on final runway 24 to land.
I still have my flaps extended. It just didn't look like a runway to me, but apparently it is. So we'll land there on that little strip of beach there. Alright, so there's the diamond right there. Once the diamond goes level with the, now we got the wind ahead of us. So once the diamond goes level with where we are, we'll start a descent. And there's our runway right there. Okay, the glide path is now active. 7-knot headwind. I didn't think that this runway was going to be this small. Keep it around the G right there. Okay, I didn't say okay Google. My tablets thought I said okay Google. Okay Google, shut it down. What's going on with the tablet? So that was interesting anyway. I wasn't expecting a patch of dirt there. That's what we have. Autopilot is off. Right along the shoreline there. Laps up. And we are here. Welcome to Pueblo Nuevo. In the middle of nowhere. So anyway, very interesting. I'm not understanding the. Anyway, there's things that I still have to learn about how to utilize the GPS on a missed approach. But anyway, I certainly missed that approach and got all discombobulated. So I hope I don't end up in the water here. Why the plane's not turning? Turn. All right, that's it. Welcome to Nuevo. Panama. Have to pitch a tent. Have a good evening, everyone.